What's good, everybody? It's Big Game James, man. I'm back in the building. Got my guy Mike White, if he's here. Is that you, Mike? Are you there? Did you freeze on me? I think Mike froze on me. Sorry about this. This might be a half a show, a 5 minute show, 10 minute show. This been an effed up show. So waiting to see if Mike can come on here. Mike, go out and come back in. So we'll see if Mike can go out and come back in. I don't know how long this show is gonna be. Sorry for any lateness, but life happens, work happens, all that good stuff happens, and yeah. So we're waiting to see if Mike gets back on here, and then we can talk a little football. Mavericks play tonight. KP is out. What's up, the Ninja? Appreciate you today. Thank you. You know I got you. Um, but the Mavericks play tonight. Waiting for Mike to come back in here. I think that's him right there. That's him. I think that's him.
Internet problem. Sorry, guys. The delay is 100% my fault. Sorry about that. We good? You got me?
If he ain't freezing,
Oh my God,
that Texas Heat kicking your ass, huh?
dude, nothing wants to work right now, and I've got. I don't know if it's a problem with Restream or what, but I've got 10 megs. Like I'm pushing more than enough. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, cool. Let's roll.
All
I
right,
can't see
so
chat. I can't see chat or anything. So, but we're just gonna get this
yeah,
in. I so
I well, let's talk about these Mavs first because they play tonight and KP is out, which is huge. Dallas needs that. They
whoa,
need
buddy.
that like water. They need that like water. Him being out the game. So this is the game where down 0-2, Kyrie has been in this situation with them Cleveland Cavaliers. You get what I'm saying? We need that
Hmm.
Kyrie magic from 2016. I've been saying we need that Kyrie 2016, and we need him tonight because they got to take advantage of KP being out in that size because he's been a difference maker. Obviously, they got Jalen Brown. Their defense is really good, but he's been like that X factor with that height and how he can extend that defense. So him being out, this is the chance for the Mavs to get back into this series, and they must win tonight.
They have to because it's like
They
155
have
and
to.
over.
Yeah.
I literally said on Twitter, Clay, the way he was, that dude had a legit Finals MVP. He
Yeah,
was
for real.
arguably the best player on that team by a large margin. But
Yeah.
come to find out, like with a lot of people, when you're hurt on one leg, whether you know it or not, you're compensating on the other one, and that's what happened.
Hmm.
Blew the other leg
But
out.
he's hurt. He's hurt guy anyway. So this
Oh
isn't
yeah,
anything
yeah.
new. You know what I'm
No, not
saying? So
not at all, not at all. And nobody that big with that small of a head is going to stay healthy. That's just science. It's just science. You can't be 7'2" with a little bitty like little bitty. No, it's just not how it works. And if Kyrie don't get his shit together, I'm going to tell Goldman and Sachs and Goldstein and Heinz Schwartz and them about his bank account they don't know, and they're going to get them tax money. That's the bitch need to get his shit
yeah.
figured out because this is ridiculous.
I mean,
You
yeah,
can't.
it's uncommon. We need him right now because if he doesn't produce, Luca's doing everything he can. We know he's injured. We know the role players. We need some big game from PJ Washington. We need all the guys. They need all the guys tonight. You feel me? This ain't no Luca thing. This is an all the guys thing that they need to win tonight. Because if you don't win tonight, like you said, ain't nobody ever came back from 03.
Mm-mm.
And I don't Mount Dallas Mavericks doing it. That's my squad. If they can win, especially with KP, that changes. That's what I'm hoping comes through. What's up, David? What's up? Sugar Daddy Williams, T Smooth TV, Connor Diaz, Eternal Dynasty, David Jenkins. What's up? I seen your text, David. My condolences, and we'll talk later about that. But let's get some Cowboys talk in right quick before we jump into these finals on real life when we got to get off and watch this game. But let's talk Cowboys. I'm going to pick your brain a little bit. Obviously, they have rookie camp, mini camp, CeeDee Lamb no show. Obviously, we knew that because the contract hasn't happened. We've been hearing all the news with Micah Parsons and the leadership thing. And, maybe it's overblown. I don't really care if it is or isn't. But as you're getting ready to head into training camp, remember June 1 cuts? I ain't seen the defensive tackle signed yet. So kind of talk to me where you think what's the direction right now as they're getting ready to head into training camp.
Man, I had a lot going on with the storms and stuff coming through here during that, but unless I missed it, was there a notable name that got put in the wind after June 1st?
Who? Tell me. I don't know.
Was there? That's what I'm saying. That's who's out there. So those June cuts didn't, unless I'm mistaken, those June cuts didn't happen the way they typically do. There's nobody out there you can go grab right now. There really isn't. Unless I'm totally missed. The same names that are out there right now, the same names that was out there in March. So what's the difference in signing them now and signing them in August when you go to Oxnard? Because they ain't coming to this anyways. They don't do this. Vets don't do that. If they do, it's just to hang out with a trainer and stretch out and whatnot. You know what I mean? Some 30, 32, 33-year-old defensive tackle ain't going to come in here and run a damn Parcells conditioning test and hit you some wind sprints and shit just to put, tear his hamstring out. That's not going to happen. So I don't know and I'm obviously not defending them because there's stuff they could have done, but before this, and the same moves they could have made in March, they can still make now. I just don't know what's out there worth going to get right now. Honestly.
Go ahead.
So no, that's, and this Parsons thing, that I do get on my damn nerves.
You was just loving him last year. You was loving him last year.
I love the player. I've never loved everything that goes with it.
But what's that got to do with the player? What's that got to do with the player, though, Mike? We're gonna do some back and forth on this. What's that got to do with the player if the player is producing on the field? What does that matter?
Because the player doesn't consistently produce on the field, and as much shit as people want to talk about Dak eating up bad defenses, that's the same thing Micah Parsons does to scrub quarterbacks. When you need him, he ain't there.
Has that been in all playoff games? Because in that 2020, not 2022, he played good in those playoffs. Yes,
I ain't talking about 2 years ago. I'm talking about the fact the man is dragging his leg behind his body because he's wore out by the end of the year, and he wants to talk about, well, I've always done things my way. I've always done it, which is fine. I'm not holding that against you, but I don't think your way is working when you evaporate by Thanksgiving.
Okay. So so are you faltering on Micah Parsons right now? Because if you look at these first 3 years, right? How are you holding Micah Parsons to the fire, but you ain't holding Dak to the fire like you hold Micah Parsons?
I absolutely am.
Just because he's there. Nope, I ain't seen
because you just choose not to. One player's doing everything he can.
Okay.
One isn't. That's my issue.
Look at the numbers, though.
What numbers? Because the numbers Jordan Love put up on his head?
No, you're talking about one game. Because I can say Dak played like shit that game.
The whole team played like shit.
But you jumped to Dak's defense quickly. But you didn't dissing Parsons. Yes, you do. You always say it's the defense.
There was 3 players. I don't care how you feel. I know you don't like Dak. It ain't no big deal.
So why do y'all say that? Don't do that. I like Dak. That's not true. You can't do that. Hold up. Can I finish? Y'all be saying that, and I don't think that's fair because that I can sit there and say you don't like Micah Parsons and you haven't liked him from day one. Okay, but I'm not. I don't dislike. I don't dislike Dak. I just feel like people give him too many excuses. And when people say, well, Parsons got to do this part, I'm just saying, listen to how I'm saying this, Mike. Okay, listen to how I'm saying this. If you're holding Parsons to that fire, hey, he's got to be better. He's got to step up in big games. He's disappearing when we need him the most, right? I'm like, okay, I won't, I'm not jumping away from that. But I can say that about Dak too in games. So that's what
Yep.
I'm saying. So you feel what I mean? So, and when people say, oh, you just don't like Dak, that's not true. I do like Dak, but I think Dak, I said last year before he had that record year that I thought he peaked. He showed me different. I've always had my doubts about Dak. Facts. But that doesn't mean I don't like him as the player and the quarterback, but I have always had my doubts about him, especially in big games. Hold up. The same way, because I do have a stat, the same way we hold a Michael Parsons saying you got to be better in these big games, which is true. I'm not running away from that. But we can look at Dak Prescott's record against teams under 10 wins, 78%. Teams 10 wins or more, 33%. I'm just asking. I'm just saying. Yeah, you can shake your head,
That's
but
that's the fucking Cowboys. Because they're never a good team. Before they did it with Romo. They've done it. They've done it for 30 years. They come into these games underprepared with a bad game plan. And then when the only reason I got a little bit, I'm giving Dak a little bit of grace. I'll tell you, he played like absolute dog shit the year before. I'm giving Dak a little bit of grace in this game, in that particular game, because I saw in the third and fourth quarter, he was one of three players that was still trying to actually play football when everybody else already updated their travel plans. Now,
but we know his character. We know that.
I don't give a shit about, like, you can watch all these other playoff games and the team can survive the quarterback not having to be perfect for 3 quarters. We literally watched it with Mahomes play like dog shit for 3 quarters. The defense kept them in the game. And then Mahomes goes and does what Mahomes does because he's Mahomes and that's what he does. But they gave him the opportunity. It's just like we watch Otter in the stand on his fucking head and nobody else wants to play. Everybody else wants to go on 3. Cabo on 3. This weak-ass mentality of this team, which ties back into Micah Parsons doing all this yapping. And that's my issue with him is the yapping. You want to talk one way, but when push comes to shove, you want another. Now you want to have the ops on your and you want to go to Japan and talk about how you could hit 200 in the MLB. You might be the dumbest person on the team saying that type of shit. That's my issue with it's the way you talk about how you want to be a leader. And we need to change the culture. And we need this. And we need these players. And we need that. But when the team needed you, you got dog walked. You get dog walked. I watched the quarterback go out there and fight after having an absolute dog shit first half. He did. I said it. I said it as many times. When it comes back to you, is you wait with bated breath for Dak to have that play. You go, you're waiting with bated breath because I know you do.
See, that's y'all. That's y'all. See, here's the thing.
Who's y'all?
I want Dak to win. No, y'all give him too many excuses.
See?
Everybody else. You give him excuses.
I can have 50 tweets talking about how Dak played like shit, how Dak needed to step up, how Dak needed to do this. If I have one tweet criticizing another player out and I'd leave Dak out of that, it is, why you giving Dak a leash? Why you making excuses? Why are you not you, just the general replies.
Right.
It is man, what about the last 50 that you just decided not to see? Because I've been tearing the dude a new one. And I've always had legit critiques about his game, where he struggled across the middle. He improved on that. What I see about Dak is a linear progression, but he has had issues with his game, and I've talked about this since day one of this pod. He's a rhythm quarterback. If he can't get going early, it could be a long day when you're against a good team because he needs that. And it's not almost, I mean, it's really him,
but
but it's a lot of the team where they can't, it's like momentum isn't real, but to them it is. Like if they can't get rolling and they can't start doing their celebrations and shit, they have a hard time crawling back out of these holes that they put themselves in. And that includes him. He ain't paying, he's not guilt-free by any stretch of the imagination. But what bothers me is it gets frustrated, like it comes off as Dak homerism when I have legit critiques about his game. It's unfair when people say that I will not critique him, because I will. I'd call him out all the fucking time. When people act, well, Trevor Lawrence wouldn't have done that, or Herbie wouldn't have done that, they act like one of these insert quarterback.
I can agree with that. I know that. I can totally agree with that.
Would you think any other quarterback in the league, literally any other quarterback in the league outside of Mahomes, because he doesn't count, he's in tier 1, leave him alone. He's over there. He's over there. Is there any other quarterback in the league that would have guaranteed better results on this team? That's where I run into because everything that goes on here. The circus. Mm-hmm. The bad front office. The inept coaching. And he's supposed to overcome all that while also being bad.
I agree. According to we can say that we can say that with all the players for real, because it trickles all the way down from the top.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. But it's like, it's funny. It's when they win, the team did it. When they lose, the quarterback did it. That's the nature of the
team, though, Mike. You know that, Mike. That's everything.
I watched Justin Herbert throw 5 fucking picks in the playoffs, and people say he didn't have enough. He's never had enough help. He's never had enough help.
Well, they're not really giving Herbert that pass no more. When I listen to the circles, here's the thing with listen. Here's the thing with Herbert, and I'm gonna ask you, can you agree with this? We know the reason why they give him more cushion is because the talent. We can't deny the talent. He does have talent. We can't deny that.
He's arguably the most talented quarterback in the fucking league.
Right. And you just said it. He's a first rounder. So you know how it is, Mike. They give them first rounders.
That's funny. So why is the fourth rounder supposed to be better than the first rounder?
I'm just saying. You naturally give a first rounder more than a first rounder.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Right? I mean, Lamar's still living off of it. Lamar's got, he got the MVP. That dude,
right.
That dude would not have, he probably wouldn't even make the playoffs here.
Yeah.
If we're being honest. The system is the quarterback. It's just like when Peyton Manning retired in his the next year. Because they were like, oh shit, what do we do now? Oh shit. That's where we get the here we go. Is you have a beloner in front of you. It's all this stuff all this stuff gets conveniently forgotten when it comes to and I'm not saying, I'm just all the stuff that goes with Dallas gets conveniently left out of the conversation when it comes time to bust on 4. When there's legit critiques to his game. Like if he can't get the rhythm, his feet won't be right and he'll sell passes. That happens. You see it happens. But that man, we've watched it several Jacksonville. Perfect pass, right in the hands. Ends up in the end zone with the defense. How's that his fault? And that lost us the first round. That lost us the first round bye.
Yeah. But here's the thing, Mike. Last year, this past year, that year before, I was in the same boat, saying that's not Dak's fault when you have 5 receivers bounce the ball bouncing off their chest and hands, and they're falling in the interception of the linebacker or corner. You can't say I don't like that, because if you went in my Facebook groups and all that, I defend him like no other.
I'd rather kill myself go on Facebook.
I'm just saying, all last year, I was on the Dak train. The year before, I've been on the hype train the last 3 years, and I have not dogged
You
anybody.
all
But I
you
have,
also wait
but
with bated breath for it to goof up.
I don't wait for him to goof up. I want him to succeed, but I just feel like he is like Romo.
Romo's got bad nerves. That's why he can never win a play. He's
Well,
the
so
guy
I
the guy
think that
chokes.
guy, and I think that got bad nerves, bro. I love
You
Dak, but you got bad nerves too. Hmm. Yep, you sure do.
you could be absolutely. I mean, you could be absolutely correct there, but there's a lot of evidence to the contrary. And another
Yeah.
issue is, well, how come it's like it's a playoffs, right? A lot of teams
Hmm.
get their ass beat. A lot of
Hmm.
teams all across the league.
Right.
But when Dallas does it, it's a Dak problem. It's not a Dallas problem. There's teams all across. There's quarterbacks go out there and shit the bed every single. What has Aaron Rodgers done since he won a Super Bowl
Oh, that's
15 years ago?
you right. Aaron Rodgers is the
Is
most talented
living off that 2-3-0 Super Bowl.
the most talented underachieving quarterback damn near ever in history, and I'm 100% agreeing in it because I mean I was just even
And it's
listening to
his
CJ.
fault.
I was listening to CJ Stroud when he was talking about uh Matthew Stafford, and he was
Yeah,
like, Matthew Stafford, I'm taking over Aaron Rodgers. And I told you about Matthew Stafford being supremely talented. If he got in the right place, he would win. Because people be dogging Matthew Stafford, and I don't like that dogginess because Matthew Stafford ain't trash. He is
he's
not
not.
trash.
I never
He
said he was
throws
trash.
interceptions. He
I've said
throws
he's the
interceptions, but he's a good quarterback.
yes. He's also the most overrated quarterback in NFL history.
You gotta choose.
And I'm not saying that gets misconstrued as me saying he's bad. I'm talking about the constant excuses people made for him for a decade. He
So
had, you
Detroit
know,
had good teams.
yes, he had plenty of good fucking players, dude. He had a top 10 defense for over 8 years here. He
What
had
about their
Megatron,
coaching?
Bronco, and
What about their coaching? What about their? They have bad coaching too, fam.
keep that same energy with four. That's my issue. And then
No, Tariq. No, Dak
you
didn't lose that playoff game his rookie season. No, I'm
well,
not putting
no, he
that on
didn't.
him.
No,
He didn't.
Jason Garrett lost that
No.
game. Uh,
Yeah,
my
and,
issue.
and Rob Marinelli lost it too.
Oh my God! Aaron Rodgers made his legacy off beating the Bears and the Cowboys.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Aaron Rodgers is the most underachieving, talented, underachieving quarterback in the history of the NFL.
You want to
Everybody
talk
talks
about
about Aaron Rodgers. Well, after they won the Super Bowl, didn't they go 15-1 and get bounced out the first round?
Kaepernick?
You feel me? So
And you know how many wins? You want to talk about 500 teams? You don't know how many wins over 500 teams that Matthew Stafford had when he went to LA. He was in
oh, it
Detroit
was
for a
probably
decade.
horrendous. It was probably horrendous. It was probably horrendous.
Four, four.
Harold, first, let me address this dude. I won't disappear. Why would I disappear when we went to the finals and you're sitting there watching? You're the biggest troll in the world. I unblocked you. I might block you again, bro.
Uh,
I
we can't
might
hear
block
you.
you.
When
Yeah, because you a fair weather fan, bro. Just stop talking. Just a fair
yeah, I
weather
mean,
fan.
uh, it's frustrating, and it gets
See,
misconstrued. And
I
the way
didn't mean to cut you off, Mike. I
oh,
didn't mean
you're
to
good,
cut you off,
Bubba.
Mike. I
You're
apologize.
good.
I apologize. But when I hear you say this too, and I'm sorry, I'm just not that's a lot of hearsay. What they say in court, hearsay. Jay Recruiter says Dak would have rings with the Niners and Chiefs. I hear all that, but that's speculation. Yeah, that sounds all great. You don't know that. I'm tired
It's
of
the
people
same.
saying,
Hey,
"No, if he went
that's the
somewhere
other.
else, he go get." I'm not gonna hear that. Oh, if he went somewhere else, he gonna have 3 or 4 rings. We don't know that.
That's the other side. That's the other side of the coin of Mahomes and Dallas would have 2 rings, which I don't think Mahomes might not even have 2 playoff appearances in Dallas.
I don't know if Mahomes is but I think you have to have the right type of coach in Dallas for him. But just
Dude, that
anybody, it's gonna
when
be
he
yeah,
goes
it's
out
gonna be
there,
terrible.
when he goes out there in camp and throws 5 picks in like the first 10 minutes because he's fucking bored, Jason Garrett would have benched him and he would never have seen him again. And they would have traded up to him because he wasn't a big school quarterback and this, that, and the other, and they don't know how to evaluate quarterbacks, which is another issue. But like it's all those hypotheticals. It's fun. People will say that, Dak would have a ring in San Francisco, which I don't know if he would have a ring. I would bet my house he would least an NFC title. I don't think you get through Mahomes. Back on that San Francisco squad, I don't think that's a far at all when they've been the best team in the league for the better part of a decade.
That's not far fetched.
I mean, it's really like
That's
the
not
Super Bowl.
far-fetched.
The Super Bowl is one game,
reality.
everything. But to say that he wouldn't have an NFC title, or at least that that's I don't. That's not a stretch of the imagination by any.
That's not a stretch. I will agree. That's not a stretch. But I don't like when people want to say, "Oh, he could go somewhere else and get rings." I know. I'm not going to just hear that. I would
tend to believe that he would have a ring, but that's also, I understand. I'm one of the very few people apparently that understand how hard the NFL is, and 31 teams go home crying.
Right. It is hard.
It's
hard.
That's the way it is. And for some reason, when Dallas gets their ass beat, it means more than when other teams get their ass beat. Like speaking of Aaron Rodgers, San Francisco beat our ass. We scored we scored 10 points or some shit like that. We got 8 up for that, and then they go out there and goose egg the league MVP, and nobody says a fucking word because it's Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is whack, bro. I don't give him no love.
Hey,
you got one ring with all that damn talent, and you had talented teams in
and you're a drug addict, and nobody talks about it. How come they don't? How come
I don't care about that. That don't got nothing to do with football for me. I don't care about that. I don't care about the off-field stuff with that.
It's impacting football because he's not on the field right now.
Well, I mean, but bro, I know, but you get what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to talk about that on field.
The media pass this dude gets when nobody likes him.
Nobody likes him. We know that. That's why he started going to Pat McAfee show to get people to like him. That's why
nobody likes that motherfucker either. Content thief. I slap that dude in his eardrum if I got the chance.
You hate everybody, damn it.
I mean,
you hate everybody, bro. You hate everybody. Yeah. You legitly hate everybody except Dak.
No, I hate him too.
Yeah.
Hey, you see that guy at the bottom of your screen? I hate him too. I hate equally, because when you hate somebody more than the other person, that makes you a bigot, and that is wrong. You gotta hate equally.
Yes, this man hates everybody. Just so y'all know, whenever you hit, I hate him. I can't stand him. I hate him. You are what's that damn angry Smurf? The damn one that was like mad all. He was angry Smurf, bro.
I hate Aaron Franklin for stealing John Mark. I hate stealing barbecue recipes, not giving nobody no credit. I hate I hate Mike Tomlin's overrated.
This man hates everybody, bro. So
consistency is the key to success, and at least I'm consistent.
You are a consistent hater. People say I be hating. No, I'm not a hater.
Why he got 2 cars? Why he got 2 cars? Why he got 3 cars? I only got 1.
See what I'm saying? You feel me? That's Mike.
I bet you got a car and you just be in that bitch just driving it. I bet you just get in and you just drive it, right? Oh, punk ass.
Oh, that's funny. That is funny. Well, hey,
the Cowboys took everything from me. The only thing I got left is hatred. That's all I can.
Hey, let's give a big shout out. We got 411 in the chat right now.
Oh my God,
he's Angry Smurf. He's Angry Smurf, y'all. Anytime y'all hear anything, that's Angry Smurf. So we got 411 in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the gang on YouTube and Twitter. All we really appreciate.
Hey, I don't hate anybody in the chat right now except maybe Harold, but yeah, all right.
Yeah, Harold. We be hating on you, Harold, because you.
Hey, I appreciate the support. So your biggest haters be your biggest fans, you know.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying about that. I got plenty of those, dog. But let me ask you a few things before we get ready to get up off here, because we know the game is already on and I got to get my mind right on it. But when does CD get signed?
Camp.
Beginning or during?
I think it'll take a couple of days.
Then it'll happen. Does it get more to Justin Jefferson? Does he get the $50 more?
That also depends on if Jerry's going to let him have the money, because Catboy ain't got. We talked. He don't have the cash to sign that.
Mhm.
He don't.
Well, they just got. We just got. I'm just saying the numbers. 9 million just got released because of Michael Gallup, which ain't crazy, but that'll be go
I'm
to your rookie pool. That'll go to
I'm
your rookie
talking
pool
about
probably.
Catboy's bank account.
Yeah, I know. He ain't got no money since dad's.
If
Come on, bro. We all
if
know
and
that.
people talk like Jerry. Jerry, one of the most hardcore. Jerry fired his own mama back in the day. One of the most hardcore businessmen we've ever encountered in the United States of America. People think that he lets that his idiot son have access to his bank account. No, I mean, that's if you believe that, I got a bridge for sale. It's in Baltimore. Make you a good deal on it. It's a little bit of a fixer upper, but I make you a
Mhm.
good deal, and it's he don't have the
So
money.
what's up with this Dak thing then, dog?
He
They
that's
signing
what
both of them?
he don't have the money for one of them because the signing bonus is due that day. His net worth is depending on what site or source or whatever you want to believe. Let's say his net worth is $75 million, which I know it's not. It's way lower than that. Net worth isn't even liquid cash. Net worth is properties and houses and investments and all this shit, right? Dak's signing bonus is going to be $100 million. CD Lamb signing bonus is going to be $80-90 million. Micah Parsons signing bonus is going to be 80, 60, 70, $80 million. You in the poorhouse, bud. Should have spent all that money on blockchain, allegedly. My man's lost his ass in crypto, and he's still trying to claw back from that. And that's where it gets like is so you have a multifaceted issue here. He's bad at negotiating. He has a basically non-existent relationship with the agent. He has no money, and he wants to win the deal. Well, hell, while we're at it, I'll take a blowjob of $3 million and a ribeye, since we're just wishing upon a star.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
and maybe it'll get worked out. Maybe it won't. I don't. I know the quarterback doesn't necessarily want to be here anymore. I know that. And if Lamb knows that, he want to hang around and catch the ball from whoever, catch the ball from Trey Lance.
Remember, this is the Dallas Cowboys, dog.
Oh yeah, it's Dallas Cowboys. And
This the Dallas Cowboys, dog. You feel me? You
we
playing
are
for
the
America's team. Why
Cowboys.
would you sign? You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, all these endorsements you make like you couldn't sell fucking mattresses in Cleveland. It's you can't have it your way all the time, and we've seen it twice now actually with Dak. If you want to count the franchise tag, they could have had Dak for $27 million, and that was considered an overpay. They balked actually 20. It was like 23-4, some crap like that, with like a 71% guarantee.
Mm-hmm.
What'd they end up paying? Because they wanted to win the deal.
40.
Now he got him. Now he got him tied over a barrel. Dak is legitimately less than a calendar year away, 9, 10 months away from being still in the prime of his career, because he's a quarterback. He's not a wide receiver, an edge rusher, or anything like that. In the prime of his career on the open market. If you want that man to sign, you better come with some serious fucking cash to the table.
Yeah, and they're going to play hardball. They're definitely going to play hardball.
Because they're so good at negotiating, they always win these deals.
Right.
That's
Right.
why they're paying Zeke twice. It's
Exactly. And yeah, and he's the man. I ain't gonna
yeah.
start. I ain't gonna start y'all because y'all be getting on me. I ain't gonna start nothing. I'm just chilling. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let it because see, you just threw that out there and see, this is honestly, I'm not the bait guy that says, see, I told you so. I'm not really that. But when you see something from afar and you're like, this is probably gonna happen, and then it happens, then people want to get mad at you, not you, Mike, not you. But there's people
No,
out there be like,
I talked about it
oh,
last
this
summer.
people
Dude,
there's people out there just wanna they don't care about winning or losing. They just want to be like I told you so. Okay, there probably is some people out there. Let's not lie and say there is. But you know what? There's also some people out there that might see some things and legitimately like not being saying I told you so, but like be like, hey, I see this from afar. Just like when we talked about the June 1 cuts, right? I was talking about why are we going to wait that long? You heard me, Mike. Why are we going to
mhm.
wait that long? Because you can finagle a deal. You can finesse somebody and get you a guy in here. Them June 1st cuts might not be everything you think it is, and that's a big gamble. You heard me say that many a times. It's too big of a gamble waiting that long. Now I just hear you when I first asked you that question about June 1st cuts. You like, man, it's the same thing it was out like before. So what's really the difference? So that's why I was like, what in my opinion, y'all want to mislead the fans. Oh, we're on it. We're on it. We just waiting for June 1st. We just waiting for June 1st. Okay, June 1st done passed. I don't see no big man sign.
That's that's been the issue that actually has
Right.
killed. That's killed.
You
You know,
USFL top rusher.
me and
Come
you,
on, dog.
me and you talk often. Off the record and
Mhm.
whatnot, and that's that's been the thing that's like it's killed me with this team, man. Like I refuse.
I just be misleading people, dog.
I, I I refuse to care more than they do. I refuse to let it fuck up my Monday anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
You
That's
know,
why I ain't tripping. Mhm.
but like the third quarter of the Green Bay game, I was like, cool, I can go to sleep. It's like why why care more than they do? Show me you care. And I'm not one of those people to be like, I told you so. I love when this team proves me wrong. I love it when they
Me
tap dance
too.
on my head.
Mike, now how many times have you seen us and me personally when Stephen Jones, when they got
Last
Brandon
summer.
Cooks, when they got
Yeah.
Stephen Gilmore, we were trumpeting them.
And
We were
then
saying, hey, they made some moves. And I was
and then
like, I haven't seen Dallas do this.
he comes out this summer and he goes, "Well, we tried that, we tried that last year, and we ended up in the same spot." It's like, are you trying to tell me that you traded a couple day 3 picks for some fucking old ass veterans, and you think that's gonna make an actual difference on your squad?
That was their
Meanwhile,
version of all in.
meanwhile, Kansas City has Mahomes, and they're fighting tooth and nail to do everything they freaking can to bring talent into that team with a better coach, with a better front office, with a better, more locked in defense. I don't care about the names on that defense. You
Okay,
watch
well,
them
let me ask
play.
you this though, Mike. You talk about this Kansas City. I know you hate Philly, but you can't hate on their aggressiveness. They stay
No,
aggressive
no,
no matter what.
Howie Roseman's an idiot, but at least he tries.
That's what I'm saying. We ain't talking about the personality. We talking about does he try to get his team better, and
I mean, he's an
that's
idiot
what
at
the hell he
some of
is.
the moves they make, like the Bradbury thing and whatnot. But
But he
he's
ass went out there and went
uh,
got crazy and got two corners. You feel me?
yeah, tried it,
So you get what I'm
tried it.
saying? So he may see, okay, I fucked up, so
Hey,
let me come back.
I don't like,
You know what
I
I
don't like
mean?
that I don't like that they got my damn DEI cornerback right there. They need to give Cooper up. I don't want my white corner in Philly. We had one. We finally had one, and they took him from us.
They took him. They took him. Yep, they took him.
Hey,
And
speaking
and
of
they took
DEI,
two good
speak,
ones.
speaking of DEI, on my tees before we get up out of here, the best part of the Cowboys offseason happens to be San Francisco's acquisition. Christian McCaffrey got the Madden cover. It's over.
Oh yeah, so that's the hex.
It's over. It's
That's
never
the.
been more over. It's never been more over than it is now.
I think there's only 1 year where the Madden hex hasn't worked. I think it's only 1 year.
2.
2 years? Yeah, okay. Because I know there was a
Both of
couple
them,
years.
both of them were Mahomes.
Yeah, well, but rare.
Hey,
But
and by
rare.
the way, Brady split that cover with him and got retired by Dak Prescott that year.
Mm-hmm. And that defense. Don't forget that defense was like that.
Yeah, 400
So,
yards, 5
but yeah, man.
touchdowns.
I mean, just like they Sugar Daddy says, hey, Washington made them moves. I don't scare nobody's scared of Dan Quinn. But the point is, and we know it, we ain't telling you to spend all kind of money and all that shit with Dallas. But like we said, you can, if you got in there and jumped in there and got your hands dirty and finagled, you could find a deal. The fact of it
I ain't
is
asking you to win the off season. I ain't asking.
we're not trying to win the offseason. We're just asking you to get your hands dirty. The problem is, like you said, Mike, and what I said is that they just sit and wait, and we don't have to. We're going to do it this way. We're going to wait and do it our way. We don't have to do it their way. We're going to do it our way because Stephen Jones always goes back to, well, our way has got us 12-5, 3 straight seasons in a row. So why should we? You heard him say it. You heard it. That's why he's like, and that justifies because he says, well, we've been doing good. We just been choking the playoffs. We just got to get over that hump. So basically what he's saying is my theory or our theory here is working because we're winning games. We're going to the playoffs, but we haven't got over the hump. We need to get the players in here. So if you say that, Steven, then why don't you get your hands dirty to try to get some elite players to get you over that hump? Since you're knocking at the door, wouldn't you get a 1 or 2 elite player to take you over the hump? No,
like they did in the early 90s.
Right. You went and got Dion. You went and got Charles Haley. You feel me? Those guys got you over the hump. Now you're going to USFL. You know what I'm saying? Now you I don't know. You went, I don't know. So whatever. I ain't tripping.
Dude, it's like Will
do
McClay
what
on
you
the way
do,
home.
Stephen Jones. Do what you
And they
do,
ask
Stephen Jones.
Will McClay on the way home, he just see a possum on the side of the road, and he's like, "Oh, we finally got dinner. We eating good tonight, baby. It only got a couple maggots on it." You know, it's and you know, people give that man shit. Will McClay would be Ozzie Newsome in a competent franchise. And
well, you know, he's satisfied with it because they probably overpay to keep him. Because if we didn't have Will and McClay, Dallas would be nothing.
I think, dude, last I heard, I'll say this real quiet because there's a lot of people in the chat. Last I heard, his salary is around like 20.
20 what?
20.
1,000?
No.
Million?
Yeah.
I can believe it. I can believe it.
That's Jerry. That's Jerry's money.
Yeah, because he loved Will McClay because he knows without Will McClay we ain't shit. He knows that.
Will McClay
Steven will try to jump out there. Steven will jump out there and try to prove a point. Oh no, it ain't. We can do it. Nah, you know damn well.
Head ass down.
If we didn't have Will McClay, this team would be straight trash.
Will McClay will go. He'll go up there.
Y'all went out there. I mean, listen to this, Mike. You went out there and got Trey Lance, and he ain't did shit. They're talking about he ain't even looking like nothing. So that just shows you ain't competent. You went and got a quarterback to try to press Dak, and he ain't showing you jack poo, and you lost a 4th rounder. Now you went to try to scramble in the draft to make up because you made another ill-advised move. You traded Amari Cooper for a 5th and got Matt Willetsko, and you keep pumping his ass up in the damn media because it's your pick, right? So y'all don't know what y'all doing. You think the only way you think you did anything was because you got Amari the first time for the first round, and you jumped up and down, shucking and jiving, tap dancing on the tables, thought you just did the world's greatest trade in the world. I remember Stephen Jones was always asked how the Raiders feel about it. I remember how he was acting like he did something really great. I gave you props.
Meanwhile, Oakland was laughing their ass up for one because the book was out on Amari, and I love it.
Yeah, that's why they got rid of him. I love Amari's talent. I love Amari.
But
we know
he's Amari. He's Amari. That man could quit.
We know Amari's mind.
He could quit right now.
He gets sully
and be over football by Friday.
Yeah.
Forget he ever played.
I don't.
He'd be
I
he'd be
don't think
paying with Andre
Cooper was
3000 or
never.
something.
But I'm saying Cooper was never like that. Cooper, in my opinion, wasn't a guy that needed football in his life.
Mm-mm.
That's
Nope.
not
Nope.
run. Football don't run Amari Cooper's life.
Amari Cooper runs Amari Cooper's life, and
Exactly.
people
So ain't
people
nobody
talk about
think they can talk. Yeah.
it's not. And it got blown up into the COVID thing. How he didn't want to. I'm not even going into that. What got Amari ran, and I caught shit on this, and I know you remember, but I drug the tweets back out on the old account because I keep the receipts. I said Amari's going to have to make the game-winning catch in the Super Bowl if he wants to be on this squad next year, and that was in like October. Everybody, look what happened. They ran his ass off because what happened is he started influencing CD on that lackadaisical, that nonchalant. It's just football. It's a job. Bro. It's a job. And then he went when he was out on the COVID thing. Remember they were courtside for the Mavs game.
Yeah, I remember. And he was like, "Fuck y'all."
That's what did it. It's like
I
it's
know.
one thing
When
if you
they
want to
said
do
don't do it, and he went right there and said, "F y'all, I'm gonna do it anyway. You don't tell me what the
courtside,
fuck to do." Yeah.
courtside,
So you could all see me. So you could see me. He was like, "Yes, that's what did it." I try to tell
and I
people
got
that as
88,
well.
and
You
I
know what
got
I'm saying?
88 of me.
Like I knew that was coming because you already heard when Jerry was talking during that season how disappointed he was about the COVID thing, how he couldn't play in that game because of the COVID. That already started it. And then when he went to the Mavericks game without the mask right after that, at
It took
courtside so
Lamb.
you could see it,
It took
it was over.
took
It was
it took
over after
Lamb
that.
with him. It
It was
never been
over.
more over. It never been more over than that moment.
It was over after he did that. I knew instantly when I saw him at the game without that mask, front side, court side, I said, "Oh, it's over. He gone."
But
That,
Jerry could handle you doing your own thing. He can handle you getting in trouble. He can handle you not getting a shot. He can handle you being you. But when you rope Lamb into it and then you rub his nose in it, that was a wrap. That was what, for anybody in the chat that's still here, that was a wrap for what happened with Amari Cooper stint in Dallas. Was courtside at the Mavs game with CeeDee Lamb when he was suspended for the COVID stuff, and that was the nail in the coffin because they were already sour on him because he don't practice.
yeah.
And there people were saying, "Well, man, Dak and Amari, they ain't linking up. The connection seems off. The connection seems off." Well, yeah, dude, he don't practice. Your wide receiver one don't practice. That's when I wanted to go get Keenan Allen, but that's what the Mavs up to. I ain't got the TV on.
We're up 27-23.
Uh,
So, yeah, that would have been a great pick of Keenan Allen. That's the type of receiver Dak needs.
that
A guy.
that will
That's the
that
type
will
of
always.
receiver. That's the type of receiver Dak needs.
That's it. That's what I saw in AJ Brown. I'm not saying they're the same exact type of player, but that dog, that third down, 28
Yeah.
degrees, 40-mile-an-hour wind, high over the middle. I'm going to get that shit. That is my motherfucking ball, and you ain't catching it. We don't have equal opportunity around here to the football. That's my football.
Yeah.
That's what Keenan Allen was. He still may be, but I don't know. He's like 40 years old. But that's that.
He's still
I've
a
always
dog.
loved Keenan. Dude, I've always loved Keenan Allen's
Oh,
laying on his. I love Keenan Allen, man.
When he came out of college. I loved him. His game was just different, and his attitude.
That's why, God, I was so fucking mad when they traded for AJ Brown. Dude, I was so fucking mad. Dumbass Mike Vrabel wanted to run football.
Yeah, well,
We
like
got
I
to
said,
deal with it.
that's why I don't hate. That's why, I mean, as much as I don't like Philly, I don't hate what that front office does because they are always looking for opportunities to get better.
I'll never blame
They're
you, dude.
always
I'll
trying to
never
get.
blame you for trying. I'll never blame somebody
Yeah,
for trying. Now, does
that's what I'm
he do
saying.
dumbass moves? Yeah, part of
But
it.
I'm cool with that. But you're staying aggressive with it, and
Part
I
of
can
it,
do
yeah.
it because everything ain't gonna be perfect. But like you said, as long as you're trying, I can move past if you made a stupid move or maybe you were trying to get your team better. You're trying to get a chip. You're trying. You're trying. And as long as you're doing that, I can take a you fucking up or messing up and this and that, because it ain't going to be perfect. But
You a
as long as
coach.
you're putting forth that effort,
You're a coach. I'm a crew leader. I never coached, but it's the same type of thing. If you got a guy on your crew, say he messed up a piece of equipment, or he backed into a pole or something like that and tore the truck up. Well, was you out there cutting donuts, or it was raining and you slipped and you couldn't see and you caught the pole? My bad. You were trying. You were trying to get something done. You wasn't out there fucking up. You were trying. Oh, you had a turnover. You had a turnover to cost us a game, or you missed a kick or whatever. Where you try? Did you do everything in your power to make sure that you were ready for that moment? And if you're the type of person that wants to dog somebody out for that, not only you're a bad leader, you're a bad person. And that's all I want from my front office is to try. Try. Even the Roy Williams trade, it didn't work out. You know what they did? They tried. And when somebody's legitimately trying, you can coach them up. They're coachable. It's a teachable, what I've always called a teachable moment. I've helped many dudes go on to get their CDL. I got dudes that worked under me that are run their own irrigation businesses and stuff now. And they barely knew how to run a shovel when they started working with me. But they're trying. I could see it. It's in there. And if you're trying, we can go somewhere, Bubba. We can get somewhere. It may not be, top of the mountain, but we can get somewhere. And I could work with you. But if you don't want to try, I don't want nothing to do with you.
Yep.
That's game.
Agree. Here it is. Confucius Mike. And we're both going to get out of here. Ain't gonna be me talking at the end and doing all that extra stuff. It's time for the Mavericks, but I want to give a shout out to everybody that was in the chat today. We was booming. 400 in the chat, 409 still in the chat from YouTube and Restream. We want to give y'all mad props. Shout out to the chat. Y'all were fabulous today with your questions, your thoughts, everything. You guys were absolutely monsters today. Just want to give y'all a huge shout out. You guys really made this thing pop and really bring it out of mic. When we get all them people up in here, y'all start bringing out a mic. So I like when y'all do that. So we really appreciate you. Let's get this game, Mavs. We got to get this game. It's over.
We got to.
We got to.
Kyrie was already. I pulled the gun out. We got to.
Yeah, this is a must win. So please, Mavs, get this game. One game at a time. Remember, one game at a time. Y'all dealt with this before, 0-2 against Phoenix 2 years ago, and y'all came back and beat them in 6. It can happen. The Milwaukee Bucks was down 0-2 against Phoenix. They came back and won the NBA title. It can happen. One game at a time. One game at a time. One game at a time. I'm Big Game James. That's my dog Mike White. And we out. We appreciate you. We love you. We'll talk to you soon. We out.
Peace. Love y'all. Thank y'all.